good, family? Thank you for tuning in to the newest episode of Grits in the City podcast, better known as Girls Raised in the South and the City. I'm your girl, Drea G.
I'm Tasha, also known as the Black Rogue.
And we are the Grits. And also, we back up in this thing. How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. I got like a little side Tasha tale that just happened to me this week. My life is crazy for real. Like, listeners, it's dead ass. It's random.
But your life always be kind of,
it's some shit. It's some shit that always be popping off.
Yeah, but it's New York City, so it's to be expected now.
So, like, this week, I'm just going to tell y'all a short story that just literally happened to me. So, literally, I get a phone call at work, and I thought it was a bill collector. So I didn't answer.
Work?
Yeah, you know.
In the middle of the day?
In the middle of the day. But
okay.
I answer the phone because I'm like, maybe it's a job, you know, because I'm trying to quit my fucking job. Hopefully they ain't listening to this fucking podcast right now.
Right.
So I answer the phone. This nigga's like, Tasha? I'm like, who the fuck is this? So the nigga literally is describing me and shit. And then he called me from another number because I hang up. Called me from another number. He's like, Tasha, you don't remember me? My name is blah, blah, blah. You know, I met you here. I'm like, damn, what the fuck is going on? I need to stop being drunk, get my number away to random niggas. Like,
right.
What the fuck?
And see, Tasha, you be having different aliases, but whatever.
Shit. I be having different names.
That's another story.
I'm Cookie one day. I finally remembered this nigga. I'm like, this a nigga that ghosted my ass. He pulled a fucking Issa. That nigga pulled on Issa and shit. Ghosted me. And then the nigga talking about, oh yeah, that's why I wanted to call you. You know, the reason why I ghosted you is because I'm in prison right now. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck?
Oh, so he got a bid.
I don't know what the fuck he did. Shit.
You said where is he at?
I ain't no ride or die chick. That's all I know. Shit.
Where is he doing his bid at?
It's upstate. So he did some real shit. Cause normally I think in New York, because he live in Brooklyn, if you do some shit, they send you like to the Rikers or something, or somewhere close and shit. They send him upstate, so he must did some shit before. I don't know what the fuck. So this nigga had the nerve to be like, yeah, you know, I just want to see if I can write you sometime.
Oh,
bitch, I'm not about to be your pen pal. Like, you need to find somebody else. Nobody got time for this. Like, sir, I barely know you.
He
like,
probably
what the fuck?
wants you to put money on his books too.
Right.
Right.
I don't even know how he got 2 damn phones in fucking prison. Anyway.
Right. Is the better question.
This a new. These prisoners, they up there.
He may be in the feds, girl. I don't know. I don't know.
These prisoners be on some new shit these days. Shit, they got everything. They cell phones and shit, TVs and shit. Feeling.
Girl, I don't have no tall tales like you. I was gonna go up into this good old pour it up session.
Right, let's pour it up.
Yes, let's get these drinks going for potential alcohol sponsors.
All right.
Well, I'm pouring it up. This week, my toast is going to be to Mariah Carey, who performed, who actually received the Icon Award for the Billboard Music Awards. She did her damn thing, yo. Like, did you see that live performance?
Yeah. Was she on too? I can't remember. Was she singing on key?
Listen, she got some hits, and it requires a lot of voice. She did her thing, though.
She lost her voice over the years.
No, she didn't. I mean, your voice changes over the course of your career, I'm sure. And
Beyonce voice haven't changed.
Beyonce ain't been in the game for 30
Patti
years.
LaBelle voice still be screaming the same.
Mariah sound damn good to me. That's an icon, baby. She got hits.
Yeah,
so nobody can ever come for Queen Mariah Carey. That's a Aries queen that I love.
My thing is, we watch Mariah Carey a lot. You know, she been performing years.
Yeah.
And we know this bitch
and
don't
she still
dance.
That bitch.
She stand on the same
part she got
of stage.
Voice. And she got a pen.
She don't dance at all. And we support her because she Mariah Carey. That's legend.
Was Patti? Do we see Patti LaBelle up there dancing and Tootsie rolling?
I don't know what the fuck.
She do a nice.
Patti be throwing off her shoes and shit.
She take them to church. I think that's Fantasia too.
Shit.
But you know, it's not like. Listen, everybody ain't Beyonce. Everybody ain't got to be up there doing choreographed music. Look at Alicia Keys.
But you know, Mariah Carey.
She be behind the piano. What you toasting to, girl?
So I'm gonna toast to this lady. She's a senator. Her name is Elizabeth Warren. I really don't know who this lady is like that, but she caught my attention because I was looking on social media. Girl. And I saw that she's trying to let people that make under 100K not have to pay student loans. And I was like, I fuck with her. We gotta protect her at all fucking costs because right now I'm poor and it's fucking Sally Mae pissed me off.
Right.
And then I saw another article where it's saying that she's talking about black women. She's trying to help out black women during childbirth, because a lot of black women end up dying. Or so I'm like, damn, she care about black women. She care about us poor people with the student loan shit. And she went to University of Houston and UT, and she lived in Houston. So I think she's down with the black people, because Houston, liberal city. So I think she down for the culture.
Yeah. So shout out to
Elizabeth Warren. Shit, she may get my vote. I think she running for president. And
girl,
shit.
it's a lot of candidates.
It's a lot of people. Joe Biden.
Yeah,
hopefully
man.
he going through all that shit, sexually harassing people and shit. She seems like the best candidate right now. I haven't heard about her filling people up. Shit.
Well, I think a lot of women wouldn't mind Biden filling them up, but
what the fuck?
You ain't seen people throwing it at him. Did you see Tamar Braxton?
She was throwing it at Biden
a couple of months ago. She did post something, and she was like, he could get it, and that's a fine. I mean, he's a handsome older gentleman.
He got swag, but
yeah, exactly. Better than Trump.
I mean, yeah, I like Elizabeth though.
Okay. Well, shout out to her. So,
all righty,
that's what we're gonna pull it up to this week. Okay, so that's gonna bring it to our G Code segment of the week, and that's where us girls raised in the South give our tip about living in New York City, just dropping gems that we learned along the way. So this week's G Code rule is: thou shalt take advantage of all the free ski and things that New York City has to offer. For real. I'm gonna say why. We got a lot of stuff coming up. New York is a very expensive place, but there are a lot of things that you could do here in New York City, and you could do them for like relatively like a little amount of money. Like, it's about to be summer. All the summer stage concerts that are free here, they're coming up. You could do the botanical garden. You can catch the museums. It's just so much stuff to do. So, like, if you're here, you don't, like, things cost a lot of money, if you want to go to a club or, go out with your friends, go have dinner. But it doesn't cost a lot to get cultured here and have experiences.
Shit, that's why these men can't complain about dating and shit.
Right,
all this
man.
free shit in New York that you can take women to. You complaining about
I have been to some good-ass concerts here in New York City for free, like with Summer Stage. I think I done saw Joe. That was sexy in the park. He was singing all the hits. I done seen Queen Latifah. Like, I saw Lettucey. So, like, take advantage of like all the free stuff and just all the like different experiences, because as much money as it takes to live here, like, you can't have a lot of cool experiences.
Yeah, right.
Remember when Afropunk was free?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Got commercialized and shit.
Was it the colonizers too, Tasha, that got
I don't know if it's a colonizer. It's these fucking people, out of state.
Everything.
Stay your ass in your fucking city. Stay in Atlanta. When they got Afropunk in Atlanta. Stay in Atlanta. All these people want to fly all over the fucking city, California, to go to fucking Afropunk. And then they want to mess up the whole swag. They don't know the culture of Afropunk. Everybody's like, black punk hipsters, they coming up here looking like Coachella and shit.
Right, but that's what they trying to, they trying to make it that version of it. Hey, look.
You fucking it up. Stay in your fucking city.
But anyway, even aside from that, it's a lot of shit that you can get yourself into.
So this brings us to our Southern Sound Off segment. So basically, this is our segment where us Southern girls, we talk about different subjects that vary from week to week, and we give our Southern perspective on it. So this week, I thought about being cautious in New York City. So a lot of my friends that don't live in New York, they just come to New York. When they visit, they just come to New York like so free and freely, and they're not really scared. Yeah, they're not scared. Even though New York is not the same as it was years ago, you still got to be cautious.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like New York has always had that whole rep. I don't know, like, I guess it's different from what you're seeing with as they live here, but like my perception of New York was always they snatch your purse, like it's pocketbook snatchers and stuff like that. That's what all the movies used to show us.
Shit, I don't know. New York has changed. Like, I guess, like, the movies did show us that. And
the Warriors, all that. Yeah,
it did. And a lot of those movies were from years ago. They're like from like the 80s, the late 80s and 90s and stuff like that. And that was during a time where New York City had a lot of crime. Like, I guess in like around 1989.
Yeah, but it was the crack epidemic
it
going
definitely
on
was.
too.
And they had it definitely was. And they had their first black mayor here in New York City, David Dinkins. And during this time, it, like what you said, was the crack era. New York was going through a lot in terms of financially. It was a Wall Street crash in the market. They were cutting budgets, so a lot of people were.
It's hard out here. People were pressed for cash. New York City is already expensive, so
crime rose. It was at the highest during this point in time. So that's why, like, I guess some of our friends, they was telling us when they were young, they went through a lot of shit. New Yorkers went through a lot of shit during this time.
And you know what? And see, that's the thing about New York City. It's got such a rich culture, but you know, that's been one of the favorite things that I like about it. But you know, all my friends tell me from all the history 30 years ago looks so different than what it is today. You know, it was crazy. You know, they were saying about walking out to seeing dead bodies, to seeing crack needles, you know, to, you know, being a kid on a playground and witnessing all this stuff. And I mean, these kids grow up so fast here. So, you know,
they really do. And then not only like they had to go through like the whole drug situation back in the day, but racism. They had a major, it was called the Crown Heights race riot. And it was like a big race riot that was going on. There was a lot of tension among, you know, the crack epidemic, the Wall Street, the different crash that they had on Wall Street. So it's everything combined. It was this black man during the time that was going through all this other stuff.
Like the perfect storm, like a culmination of all these different things. I already know it was so wild. And the way that crack came in here and infiltrated things, and I mean, yeah.
So he ended up, basically, he lost his next term to Giuliani. So Giuliani, I don't know if you guys, a lot of you guys probably know who he is, because he be switching and flopping from liberal to conservative sometimes, even though he's kind of, to me, he comes across as racist. So he implemented stop and frisk in New York City. I don't know if a lot of Southerners know, but I think they may know, like to where they can just stop any random person on the street, just violate their rights and just stop to see if they have anything on them. So like he started this, and they were applauding him. A lot of people, especially white people, were applauding him to being a decrease of crime.
Right.
But actuality, it wasn't a stop and frisk. It was because the crack epidemic changed.
Right. It didn't disappear.
It didn't disappear, but
the way it had impacted us at that one point in time. At that one moment.
Yeah. And then like the recession or whatever situation that it was going through back in the day, it changed to where New York was getting more money. And that stop and frisk really, they did like a research in 2012 by the NYCLU, and the study found out that the majority of the black kids and Hispanic kids that they searched, 90% of them were innocent. They didn't have anything on them from that stop and frisk law. So that just brings us to the point where I wanted to, you know, I gave you all that information just to show you the change of how New York was back in the day with the crime and how it is today.
They say it is watered down now, and obviously with gentrification, the way it is, you know, Bed-Stuy is not what it used to be. Crown Heights, I mean, it's all very different. Hell, it's different from when, you know, we originally came. So, you know.
But do you think that, like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like even without gentrification, do you think those areas still would be bad even without gentrification, since New York was on a more of a rise? You know, the financial difficulties wasn't as bad as back in the day.
I mean, I feel like in a big city period where people are on top of one another and where the cost of living is still very much extremely high, I don't think that it would totally like dissipate it, or I don't think that it would totally, like, if there was no gentrification in these neighborhoods. You're saying, do I think that over time
those areas will still be bad areas?
Perhaps they would be. And I don't
know,
but I just think about how high it is to live here now.
Yeah.
Regardless, you know, we just talking about inflation of the marketplace at this point. You know, say these neighborhoods didn't change, or, you know, they weren't trying to gentrify them and put these, you know, change the neighborhood up. I still think that it's a big city. You still got crime.
So do you feel I'm gonna ask you this question: do you feel more safe as a Southerner living in New York City, living right now here, than you feel in the South?
No, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's different. Because New York City, it's a place that has a target on its back. So it's a different level.
It's a place with a target on its back.
Meaning New York is a Mecca place, and this is a place where stuff pops off. Like from 9/11 to the blackout, all that type of stuff.
Oh, shit.
So it's a
terrorism, yeah.
Right. So it's
shit.
a different level of discomfort. Like back at home when we were talking about it, like, okay, do you feel safer? I mean, I done seen some stuff back home in the South where things have popped off. So, so it's different because on one hand, it's some big scale things that can happen up here in New York City. That's not just like what I experienced in high school, seeing a shootout, being involved in a shootout, in a drive-through.
True.
Where, they got machine guns. Like, it's some real shit that can happen up here.
That is some real shit. That's some deep shit.
Yeah.
I'm like thinking of that shit too. Like, I'm like, in the South or, around black areas, it's like you shootouts, but they be aiming towards somebody. In New York, they just be killing them. They don't give a fuck. They just want everybody fucking dead. They be scared as fuck.
Well, no, they were spraying where I was. Like, they had machine guns.
It was black people with
girl,
machine guns?
Yes, girl. This is when I was in high school.
Fuck? This was the black Taliban?
This was after a game, and we all went up. We met up at the Taco Bell, and something popped off. They just started shooting.
Wait, what? Black people with machine guns? What the fuck?
Semi-automatic weapons, something. They was ringing off.
You sure it was black?
Yeah, they were, because we were all there for after a game. That's where we went and hung out. And girl, we was in the drive-through, and I was trying to jump out the car.
You was running like Ricky and Boys in the Hood, girl.
My girl was like, "Don't get out the car! Like, you gonna get shot!" Like,
I would have been running just like Cuba Gooding Jr. up in this
but
bitch.
like, why are you gonna get out the car and start running? Like, they're spraying automatic weapons. But anyway, all that to say, like, I've definitely had some experiences back home where it's like, I've been uncomfortable. Hell, I remember going to like a gambling house before. Like, that's kind of rough too when people are losing a lot of money and they losing their shirts.
Scarface type of shit. No.
All that to say, yeah, like, I've seen some stuff back home too. So, but it's just a different level of like fear or being uncomfortable here.
I mean, I understand where you come from with things can pop off like crazier here
right.
in New York. But the thing is, I feel like that's everywhere, because people, I'm not trying to, stereotype a certain demographic or type of people, but I'm saying they be shooting up people in the masses in other places too. In other cities, not just in fucking New York.
Yeah.
And they don't even be targeted cities. They be like Nebraska in the middle of nowhere, Iowa, some shit. You be like, what the fuck? It's a scary world that we live in, shit. And sometimes I be on the train, y'all. Don't judge me. But I be on the train, I see a colonizer with a big book bag. I get off the train. I don't have no time.
Child, we don't want to talk about stereotyping people.
I
stereotyping people on the train.
I stereotype black people,
because if that's the case,
white people, everybody.
Right? So we all be profiling one another. Like,
I stereotype hippies too, like them hippies.
Like, they better not ask me for no
hipsters.
money.
Yeah, I be like, oh shit, it's a crackhead on the train. Lord Jesus, I don't have no time for this shit. I don't sit by hipsters and shit. Sometimes you got to in New York,
right?
But like in the South, like what you've been through, I feel like this is so sad to say, but I feel like every black person been through like dodging bullets and shit. And I grew up in the suburbs with white picket fences and shit, but I went to college, and I swear every week I was dodging some type of bullet in college. I had a gun pulled out on me in Miami. In college, literally, this nigga put out a gun, pointed it at our face.
Oh my God.
I just feel like shit. Like, I guess what you were saying earlier, like big shit pop off. In New York, it's like you don't know. Like, cause like in the South, like we're usually driving around, or we're in like one area. We're not walking so much. Like in New York, all we do is fucking walk. So it's tons of fucking people.
No, I hear exactly what you're saying. Back home too, aside from just even like bullets flying, hell, I know people that have been murdered for, one reason or another.
I'm about to catch an Uber home. I don't have no time for this shit. We hearing shit out the window talking about this fucking subject. This shit is scary as fuck. Bitch, I'm about, you got your shit locked?
You lock it. They can't get in.
Yeah, we doing this podcast and shit. So we just heard a knock. We talk about violence and shit in New York. We hearing knocks outside and
right,
shit.
I'm like, is someone... Anyway.
So, like, have you had any experiences in New York where you, like, you know, witness crime?
No.
Girl, you blessed, girl. I don't know. Damn.
I have. That's not true. I definitely have. I can't think of any situations right now. Actually, that's a lie. I actually committed a crime here
what
in New
the
York
fuck?
City.
We got the feds may be listening. Shit.
So I hopped over. I didn't hop over a vestibule, but you know how you get into the train station.
Shit.
Yeah,
that's not right. I be paying my $2.75 like everybody else.
I
you
know,
up there hopping
but
I should call the police on your ass.
No, the police were there, and that's how I got caught up.
You got arrested?
No, they detained me, and
what
then
the fuck?
They detained me. Listen, so hopping over the vestibule, is that what it's called?
You a damn criminal,
right?
I'm sitting next to a criminal, y'all.
No, but let me tell you why. It's because the machine wasn't working and the train was coming. It wasn't working, and it was another guy too. It wasn't working for him either. So we both did it, and I feel bad because the guy was a foreigner, and I was like, "Oh, come on." The train is here, and girl, the cops was on the other side. They detained us. And they held us.
I didn't know they saw y'all asses.
Yeah, but it's like it wasn't working. Like it literally was not working, but it didn't matter.
Oh shit. Well, I don't know. I witnessed some real shit in New York. I witnessed 2 robberies. 2 purse snatches right in front of my eyes and shit. And I'm telling y'all. So this one, while I was on the train, I had my phone out, and this one bitch had her purse. It was like dangling on her side of her arm. She didn't have it wrapped around her at all. So like literally the train got off at my stop, y'all. It's a damn shame. It was like Nordstrom off of that fucking stop in Brooklyn. That ain't even a bad area. And shit, that's a decent area. This nigga literally punched this bitch right in the face.
Oh, wow.
Grabbed her purse.
Damn.
And the nigga flew so quick. He flew over.
He
jumped over the turn. What the fuck the thing is turn?
The turnstiles.
Turnstile shit. Like he was in the Olympics. This nigga, ain't nobody could like have shit on his ass.
I said.
He was Usain Bolt up in
That's
this
what
bitch.
I called it the vestibule. I think it's the turn.
The New Yorkers, y'all know what the fuck this is.
Yes, it's to get into the train, the subway. I didn't hop over it. I actually opened the door. That's how they caught me. That's how they caught us. And they were like, come here.
This nigga, when he rocked her ass, and
he did it like he jumped over hurdles.
He jumped over this bitch. And I was like, bitch, you missed your calling. You up there robbing people when your ass really need to be in the Olympics. You need to be track and field up in this bitch. So the crazy thing is this bitch gets up, nose all bloody, she all fucked up, gets up and tries to run after this nigga like she could do some shit. I was like, bitch, nobody stopped. Everybody let that nigga they just didn't know. None of these men stopped this man. It was like, man, bro, you deserve that money if you can run that fucking quick.
Wow.
And, it was
that's so crazy. They don't, I mean,
they be robbing people off that train.
Yo, but aside from that, I've definitely heard some wild shit in New York. I've heard about women with their baby strollers in broad daylight getting punched.
That's the Bronx.
No, that was right. That was in Brooklyn. That was in Brooklyn. Oh my God.
One of my close homegirls from FAMU, she was the one that convinced me to move to New York. That's the crazy thing. So she was in the Bronx. She was living in the Bronx. This bitch talking about they stabbed her early in the morning for her bag.
Oh my God, man.
It was like she was going to work. It was 7 a.m. in the morning.
They stabbed her?
Stabbed her and got her bag. She had to go to the hospital.
Where did they stab her?
In the chest. The stomach.
In the abdomen, man?
I'm like, damn, you can't even go to work. And she wasn't even making no money back then.
It was a man?
It was a guy.
Oh my God.
That's all I fuck with the Bronx, y'all.
Just ruthless.
My ass you will never see my ass living in the fucking Bronx. Shit, they stabbing people and shit. Stabbing women right before you go to work. You already mad. You had to wake up early in the fucking morning. Then not only you mad, you got to wake up every morning. You get stabbed.
Right.
Like stab me when I get off of work, bitch.
That's so
right before I go to fucking work. Ruined my whole fucking day, bitch.
Does she live here still?
No, that bitch left.
Right.
She left like literally right after that and moved right back to Miami.
God.
She's like, I don't have time for this.
That's crazy. That's some wild ass shit. And see, I mean, the fact that I've heard stories about women getting snatched up. And that's crazy to me.
They be selling organs out here, y'all.
Kids and babies are all, women and kids are off limits.
They be hurting old people. It be so sad to me. They don't care.
They don't, I mean.
That one guy that we saw the video of him beating up the poor old lady.
I'm sorry. No, they were both crazy.
No, the old lady that was sitting that black old lady.
I know what you're talking about. So there was a story that circulated. They both suffering from mental illness because she was the same way. I'm going to tell you why. It was a whole story behind that. But basically, she was on the train threatening people. And she was like, I'll stab you. I'll kill you. And when they were doing interviews, they said that she was formerly a school teacher.
Oh, that's sad.
But she mental illness, and she was at one point.
Kids drove her ass crazy.
She was threatening the neighborhood people to stab them.
You gotta deal with that shit in New York. They be doing
so people be really like thrown off and
shit. People in New York. I mean, a lot of people like that are not from New York. They come up here and they just like feel so fucking safe. I mean, I guess, maybe some of your friends don't feel safe, but when they actually get here, like, do your friends feel safe when they actually get here?
No, I think that people will be cautious because it is New York City and it is fast moving. Yeah, yes, because I don't think that a lot of times they're not comfortable in
what about your friends from the hood?
They're not comfortable in a fast-paced environment like that. It's very
people different and shit.
Like, man, I don't know.
My people, my cousin came up here. I don't know if her ass from Chicago, but her ass came up here holding her purse all bougie and shit. And she's like, I'm from Chicago, bitch. It doesn't matter where the fuck you from. Shit, you will get robbed in fucking New York City, bitch.
This is
like,
true.
All types of shit. I'm telling you. I be looking on the news. I look at the news every fucking day.
But I feel like it's the people that actually live here. They're the ones. I feel like people that are not from here
killing people.
No. I feel like people that are not from here, we're more conscientious of it. We're like, okay, no, I got to be on alert. I feel like people that be here, I don't know, because New York got a lot of transplants, and I feel like these people that are moving into these neighborhoods and these new gentrified areas, I be feeling like they oblivious. Like, there's certain things I just won't do. I would never be walking somewhere 2-3 a.m. in the morning and I got my headphones in my ear. That's just, I wouldn't do that.
Well, I keep my headphones. I'm not listening to music, but like, I keep my headphones in my ears like when I'm walking because I don't want nobody bothering me. And if it's a crazy person and they think I'm just ignoring them,
well, you can put your headphones in your ears,
turn the volume
but
down.
I don't put no music on. Like, I need to be aware of all my senses.
And then like also like in New York City, it's a lot of rapes out here in New York City that people may not know about, but I see it all the time, like everywhere. It be literally everywhere. It doesn't matter what side of New York you live on. And then what I do is, like, as a woman, you still have to be cautious, and that's sad to say, but what I do is, at nighttime, if I'm walking home, I walk in the middle of the fucking street. Fuck that. I don't be walking on no sidewalks, no dark shit.
Right.
And if a nigga try to stop me, this happened to me twice, y'all, in New York City. These niggas done pulled up on me, try to holler at me at nighttime. My ass just started running. I was just running. I was gone. I don't give a fuck. I was like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Don't be talking to me at nighttime, nigga. It's dark outside, bitch. I don't give a fuck.
Tasha, what part of town was this on?
It was in Bed-Stuy. My ass literally was just gone. I ran.
So
I had heels on.
Out
my ass. I was like, bitch, it's dark.
So you just sprinted out on him.
But
maybe he needed directions.
Don't give a fuck. Don't ask me no fucking questions at night.
Touche. I feel
that's what you gotta do, y'all. And then I feel like a lot of women, I feel like you should, even though it's illegal to carry pepper spray or
weapons, have a taser gun,
carry that shit anyway. I don't give a fuck. Cause sometimes you never know, maybe you, him, or her. Cause bitches be robbing and shit these days too. Because it was a bitch. I was looking on the news and she was up there robbing and beating people up on the fucking train and shit. She was a big bitch. You had to take her ass down with a knife. Shit. You gotta do what you gotta do here.
You gotta get real close to her to do that.
That bitch was big. She was big like that bitch from Game of Thrones. That 6'7" bitch.
Right. So she on the train punking people.
She ain't gonna pump my ass. She gonna get tased. She gonna pepper spray. I would pepper spray the hell out of somebody.
Right. See, you gotta have your mace. Have tasers illegal too. You may catch a charge, but I did have a taser when I originally came up here. Pinky toe.
There's a lot of threats out here. And like, as we talked about earlier, like as you talked about earlier, was walking at home by yourself as a woman. Also, I feel like a lot of people don't know that's not from New York is like the amount of mentally ill people and how they can be a threat, because I see a lot of news where they be throwing people on the fucking train tracks. And people just be
I'd be more afraid of that.
That shit, or they be randomly stabbing people.
Yeah, man, they be getting real violent. Yeah, that's scary. So anytime I get on a train and you realize like the person that's next to you is crazy,
get your ass on up.
But you know what? I be feeling like, girl, for a long time, I feel like I'd be just like a magnet for crazy. It's like they would like lock in on me, and it's like, nah, man, like. Right.
Their asses.
Or make your own mace. Make your own pepper spray.
Make your own mace.
A little bleach. A little lemon
shit.
juice. A little hot sauce.
Oh shit.
Or pepper sauce. Yeah. Make your own mace.
You really hood, girl. You really hood.
I'm not. I'm
Can't
just
fuck with your ass.
Improvise.
Talking about make your own fucking bleach. Make your own fucking bleach. That's some
make
hood
your
shit.
own mace is what I said.
That's some hood shit.
If need be, because that's not illegal, right?
It's not.
If you put it in a little spray bottle and
sometimes you may have to make it on these little kids. I'm saying like in New York City, y'all, these little high school kids.
Yeah, man.
They scary as fuck. They ain't afraid to die. I'm scared of them. I one time I bumped into a child on the train and they was about to buck at me. I was like, I'm so sorry, sir. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm so sorry. You can have this seat.
The thing about them is you may get jumped by a gang of
ass kids.
Yeah, man. In the South, they're real bad too. I definitely heard about instances where I think teachers and students got into altercations.
You got to be safe in terms of Uber taxis and shit, Uber cars and shit.
I ain't never had no crazy situations. I did. With that.
I'm telling y'all, I track crazy. I always go through some shit.
You called it.
When I first moved to New York. This is before Ubers. They even had fucking Uber. They probably did. I just didn't know about it yet. So I'm in this taxi with this taxi cab driver, and he's like, "Hello, how are you doing? My name is blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Okay, he's super friendly and shit. Okay, I didn't need all that information, bitch. I just trying to go 10 minutes down the street. Okay."
Right. Don't you hate when Uber drivers be trying to talk to you?
This nigga was talking too much, and he was saying the same thing. He had a disorder. So he stopped at the stop sign. And he looked behind me and said, "Hello, my name is blah, blah, blah. How are you doing?" I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? Did he not hear me the first time?
That's all he knows.
Girl, we went to the third stop sign. This bitch, "Hey, how are you doing? My name is blah, blah." I was like, "Bitch, get me out this fucking car. This nigga is crazy and shit." And then he started going the wrong way. Bitch, I'm bamming on the door trying to get off. He had like he probably stole that fucking taxi.
Oh, Lord. Okay. I don't know. Have you ever known anyone here to be sexually assaulted?
Yes. I know a lot of women actually.
Oh wow.
Like that's why I say, like, when you come to New York City as a woman, you gotta be double cautious. Right. Like I had a friend, like, it's a lot of chat groups and people join like just different groups to be a part of people, to meet new people and shit, new cities. Sometimes you gotta be cautious of that. This one of my friends, she joined a group. She was new to New York City and was trying to meet friends and shit like that. So she went to a party, and a couple of guys, they put something in her drink.
Wow.
And they all, like a whole bunch of them, they raped her.
Oh my. And that's so terrible that they violated her in this way, and just never know what people's intentions are. But baby girl, you should speak up and speak out about that, and don't let them get away, and that's crazy. But yeah, like you're saying, we as women, we got to be really vigilant, and
especially in New York City.
Right. And even for us, like, coming here and being from somewhere else, like, you got to really like look alive, bitch. And you got to be aware of your surroundings.
And you can't be looking like, and then also I feel like you got to change your routes. Like if you move here, you live here, you're new to New York City, like don't go the same route home. Change up your times, go different routes home, because people are always watching you. Like people are always fucking watching. You don't want nobody to time clock your ass and to know exactly what time you get home, what time you leave for work. You don't want nobody like to know those exact times. So just change up your route a little bit. Sometimes you got to make friends with the drug dealer that says hello to you every fucking day.
Because he be looking out for you.
Because he may look after you and shit, and some shit pop off. He may have you. He may be crazy. It's a risk.
But he may have your back.
He may have your back.
Share we got all these smartphones. Share your locations with your family and friends. My sister got my location. Yeah, man. Or even like, when you walking home. I know you do this a lot. When you be walking home, I'm sure you be on the phone talking to somebody.
Yeah, I'm always talking to my mama, a fake person. If my phone is, if I'm not talking to nobody, I be acting like I'm talking to someone. And sometimes you gotta act crazy. It's a guy by himself behind your ass, or somebody in front of your ass. This is what you do. You get on the fucking phone. If it's late at night, even if it's daytime and you by your fucking stuff, just be like, yeah, Tyrone, or just make up a fucking name. Kevin. Yes, Kevin, I'm right here around the corner.
Right.
Yes,
you got
I'm
it
right
on
here.
you.
Start running if you feel like you're in danger. Just start fucking running. Shit.
Regardless, protect yourself. Even though New York City has come a long way,
shit, you don't know.
It's not the era that it was 30 years ago when crime was at an all-time high. But it's still going on. And even though these neighborhoods are changing, it still stays the same at its core. So
and know your block.
Yeah, man.
Because in New York City, it's so crazy because one block can be a good ass hell block and another block can be hood as fuck. But I used to live on a hot block and the next block was literally a nice as fuck block.
Yeah, and when you live in Brooklyn, I mean, especially like areas like a Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights, you know how a neighborhood can change so quickly. One block is nice, you go up 2 blocks, it's gang central. It's the projects in front of it. It's the Jets.
And know your projects.
Just know your surroundings. Know where you at. Look alive.
Yeah, do look alive. And don't be holding your phone. People be holding their phone all out and shit. They don't, especially you got a new phone, you got money and shit.
Niggas steal phones.
Niggas be stealing phones.
I just got my phone stolen. So be mindful.
Shit.
They still steal them. I did just learn that, New York City, you can't have a gun license. You just you could get one. You gotta have a squeaky clean record. But you
I can get me a license.
Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna listen to this audio and be like, hell to the no. Like she can't get no fucking. But you could
apply. I remember I wanted to bring a gun up here. I was gonna drive it, but I would have caught a charge, just like they did. What's that guy named? Plexico. What
fuck is Plexico? What is that?
The dude that was a football player that was up in the club here in New York City and who shot themselves in the foot.
Oh, that nigga. Shit, he didn't go to jail for that shit.
He did go to jail.
He shot himself. He could have shot anybody.
Right, because
he
was in the club with a loaded gun. And it was like, well, how's you dancing? And they let you in a club like this, so no doubt that their club shut down too. So
yeah, basically just be safe, be cautious.
Right, protect yourself. Share your location with your family, friends. Be watchful. Be mindful.
And carry your weapons.
Yeah.
In some cases, make your own fucking weapons.
Right. Shit. Right on. All right. So that's going to take us to the Grits pick of the week. And this week, I'm giving my vote and my nod to a fellow girls raised in the South that's doing her thing right now. A young lady by the name of Marseille Martin. Now, y'all know this young lady right now. She's 14-year-old,
you don't know who this lady is.
Boss lady, youngest in charge. She's starring in the movie Little.
Oh.
The one who wrote it.
Oh, didn't know she was from Texas.
She's from Texas.
She be dressing like she's 30 years old. Stop it. The poor baby needs to
She's
stop
from
it.
Texas, girl. She's from Elm, Texas.
Where the fuck is that at?
I believe it's right. It's actually in Dallas. I think it's right
Girl,
outside
you didn't
of.
stop shouting out all these fucking Texas people.
Well, listen. No, I spread my grits love. I spread it all around. But I can't help that, you know, Texas right now we winning and these grits are in charge. And so she's 14. She's making big moves. And I just realized that she was from Texas. So shout out to her. But
shout out to her.
Texas,
her little self.
I can't help it. We got so much talent. You know how many stars come from Texas?
So, I guess if you have been listening to our last episodes, which you should have, you should know what bless your heart means. But for the new listeners out there, it means that, you know, the new listeners that are not Southerners, it's basically whatever we feel like it's a hot mess that we don't like, whoever we want to pray for.
Wow.
We say, bless your heart. So, are you blessing your heart to anybody?
Girl, you know what? I heard that Madonna's Billboard Music Awards performance cost $5 million, you know, to produce live for us. I'm like, I hope not. I hope Madonna didn't pay $5 million for that performance.
Girl.
That was an homage to herself. You know,
Madonna just,
you know, Madonna is definitely a icon in her own right, for sure. But I hope she didn't pay $5 million for the performance.
Yeah, it was trash. You know, she going through a midlife crisis. She got her ass done. It looked like a hot ass mess. It looked like a sack girl, potato sack girl.
That's like a lot of these women out here, but
her little son looking crazy, Lord Jesus.
I'm just like $5 million for that. I mean, it's so many other things that she could have done with that money, but hey, it's her money. I get that, but it's just like,
trash.
Damn.
That, you know what? We need to bless our heart to the whole Billboard. A lot of these performers during the Billboard Awards. And Madonna, not only Madonna, but Taylor Swift ass.
Ooh.
She was a hot ass mess too. Shit, her whole performance with this bootleg. I don't know what the fuck that band was. It was that new shit.
It definitely was very
dry
Beyonce reminiscent. Like some type of watered down mayonnaise version of a homecoming
water type of shit. That shit was whack. I don't know what type of homecoming that was. I don't want to be at that fucking homecoming.
Right.
Whack ass homecoming and shit. I don't know what the fuck.
But
what type of band is this?
It definitely looked inspired by Queen Bee. So yeah. Taylor, you're a very talented songwriter. You got to get you a good solid team that has good vision and production.
She's still in the shit.
Child, they say
flattery.
Our
team does that.
Flattery or what is it?
I don't know what the fuck it is.
Comparison.
Shit. How you gonna say what it is? You don't even know what the fuck it is.
Well, girl, I don't know. They say imitation is the best form of flattery, so you know, I hopefully Beyonce is flattered.
No, the fuck she ain't. Beyonce be like, what the fuck? This shit.
Like, I can't have shit to myself.
She probably went to Kanye
trying
that
to
shit.
knock my shit off. See, this is why Kanye went off on her in the first place years ago.
Beyonce be so fake. I love her ass, but I know she don't fuck with Taylor Swift like that.
It's probably a lot of people, but you know, she ain't tripping.
All them. Even Sierra performance was dry at the Billboard.
Hey. No slander here. We
bless your heart to all of the Billboard people that was there besides Drake. All them look a hot ass mess. They all dressed a hot ass mess. But Drake was looking fine. Cardi B. Something ain't right, y'all. Something ain't right.
Something ain't right. But she looks good overall. But
do look good.
It looks a little strange in the midsection. I'm not a hater. I love to congratulate.
She got some abs. They painted those abs on or some shit.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I can't even be talking about people's shit. I don't even have no fucking abs. But shit.
Right. Listen, I guess, more power to you. If that's, what we doing now, and she's a new mom, so maybe she feels some type of pressure.
I don't know. It could be real though. It could be her real abs.
Those look like she would be hitting the gym pretty hard.
I don't know what the fuck real abs really look like.
Real abs, right.
Oh, fuck.
Right. Well, I could tell you that them abs don't look 100% authentic. But you know what? Listen, she a new mom, so maybe if this help boost her confidence, more power to her. on that note, that's going to take us to our thought of the day. And so today's thought, I'm going to keep it real short and sweet, but just something to leave y'all with. So it's with one step, one client, one order, one sale. While dreams of greatness are great, just remember to appreciate the joy of just starting, just taking that action and just moving forward with it. So basically start somewhere.
All right. I feel it.
It's a wrap for us. Thank you for tuning in to the latest episode of Grits in the City podcast. Check us out next week for an all brand new episode, as we'll definitely be keeping this spicy. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the pod on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud. You can even check us out on YouTube and other streaming platforms. And be sure to visit us at www.gritsandthecitypodcast.com. Join our mailing list on Facebook.com. And hey, don't forget to tell your friends and family. All right,
peace, y'all.